EYM King started closing its restaurants March 17th and expect to shut down all locations by April 15th.
Red Lobster in Chubbuck is closing down due to a leasing disagreement with their landlord.
The company says 102 employees will lose their jobs when the facility shuts down permanently on May 11th.
Shake has permanently closed 57 of its restaurants. This because the pandemic caused its parent company to lose too much money.
Hardees has closed its North Topeka location. The restaurant at 2300 North Topeka Boulevard has posted signage on its door stating it is permanently closed.
Subway is closing more stores in this country. The chain says it will shut down about 500 of them this year.
Recent data from the Commerce Department compiled by JLL shows that Americans spend more money at restaurants than on groceries. In 2022, people spent 20.7% more at restaurants than on groceries, which rose to 29.5% in the first 2 months of this year. Considering the country's massive dining out culture, it can be disappointing when a beloved restaurant shuts down. Experts and the government try to calm the public by showing positive economic trends. According to the Labor Department's report, the inflation rate in May dropped to its lowest annual rate in over 2 years to 4%, which may relieve the Federal Reserve from the need to keep raising interest rates. However, the economy is under severe pressure as even restaurant chains decided to close despite consumer demand. Thus, in this video, we'll talk about 10 restaurant chains closing this summer. But before doing so, consider subscribing to the channel and hitting the notification bell. That way, you'll support the production of new outstanding videos on the American economy. Number 1, Applebees, a well-known restaurant chain that offers appetizers, meal deals, and cocktails, is currently facing challenges as it tries to keep up with the changing restaurant industry. Applebees has closed around 300 stores since 2016, and although it earlier said it was hoping to finally expand in 2023, those plans appear to have changed. Tony Morello, company president, said on an earnings call at the beginning of March that building new restaurants was too expensive, that launching additional stores would be hard. 2022, the chain opened 4 U.S. restaurants but closed 13, leaving it with a total of 1,569. Number 2, Burger King. Once the second largest burger chain in the U.S., has revealed plans to lay off 424 employees and close 26 restaurants, primarily in the Detroit area. Since March 17, the chain has been closing stores due to unforeseen business circumstances. The closures will continue through next month. Unsurprisingly, the announcement came just months after a major Burger King franchise. According to New York Post, Burger King will close up to 400 locations nationwide by the end of 2023 as the fast food giant faces tough competition in the marketplace from the likes of McDonald's and Chipotle. Number 3, Red Lobster. Since its establishment in 1968, Red Lobster has been serving customers nationwide with mouth-watering fresh lobster, Cheddar Bay biscuits, and endless shrimp platters. Despite its commitment to providing affordable seafood to all, the chain has faced significant difficulties in recent years, leading to the closure of several previously thriving locations. Red Lobster had over 700 restaurants worldwide, but this number has been decreasing. In 2021, the chain lost 5 units and 8 more were closed down in the next 2 years. Although these closures represent only 1% of Red Lobster's numerous locations, the trend may continue in 2023. Number 4, Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme had a successful year in 2022, including a partnership with McDonald's and record sales. However, the company plans to close 14 locations in 2023 to improve performance. These closures are targeted at low-performing stores. The chain also lost 10 units in 2022 due to a lack of profitability and customer traffic. Despite this, the chain generated $1.5 billion in net revenue by the end of the year and has seen success from focusing on quality. Krispy Kreme remains confident in its current business model. In May, the fast food chain closed its North Carolina factory and laid off over 100 employees. Number 5, Steak and Shake. Over the years, Steak and Shake has been gradually shrinking, and this trend will continue in 2023. The regional burger chain, mainly located in the Midwest, has faced challenges due to complaints about its service and quality, and even risked bankruptcy. Despite being a beloved brand, the chain has struggled to maintain its reputation. Steak and Shake closed 11 franchise stores and 2 company-operated locations this year. A report from Biglari Holdings, the parent company of Steak and Shake, states that there are currently 493 locations as of March 31st, 2023. This is a decrease of 41 locations from the previous year's count of 534. The chain has experienced a significant decline, with a total of 130 locations closing in less than 5 years. Number 6, Hardees. As reported by local news outlets, several Hardees quick service chain locations have recently shut down in different states, including Kansas, Missouri, South Carolina, and Georgia. According to a spokesperson from CKE Restaurant Holdings, the parent company of Hardees, Summit Restaurant Holdings, SRH, which owns several independently operated franchisees, has announced the closure of some of its restaurants. However, CKE is aware of the situation and assures that SRH is making every effort to minimize the impact on guests, employees, vendors, and communities. The closure of the Columbia location is part of SRH's plan to restructure its restaurant portfolio in response to the challenges faced by the industry. Number 7, TGI Fridays. TGI Fridays, a sit-down chain that began in the 1960s, has had to close 20% of its restaurants due to the pandemic, with more expected to close in 2023. Currently, the chain operates only 289 locations, as some units were closed in 2022. In February 2023, several TGI Friday locations nationwide confirmed their permanent closures. Several communities, including Thornton, Colorado, Taunton, Massachusetts, Big Flats, and Elmira, New York, and Plano, Texas, experienced sudden restaurant closures. Residents were informed of these closures through signs posted on the door of the affected restaurants. In May, the company announced that TGI Fridays CEO Ray Blanchette had left the company with immediate effect as the company entered a new phase of revitalization in May. As TGI Fridays began its search for a new CEO, Mohit Monocha, chairman of the board and co-founder of Fridays, primary investor Tri-Artisan Capital Advisor, will serve as the interim CEO. Number 8, Subway. In the past decade, Subway has faced several challenges that have affected its performance. Leadership challenges arose after the passing of co-founder Fred DeLuca, while marketing issues emerged following the arrest of former spokesperson Jared Fogle. The company also struggled to move away from a successful discounting strategy during the Great Recession, which resulted in a decline in unit volumes and the closure of many restaurants. In fact, up until last year, the company was closing about 1,000 restaurants every year. A sandwich shop chain closed down more stores than it opened in 2016 and over 900 stores in 2017. Trend continued as they closed over 1,000 stores in both 2018 and 2019. With the pandemic causing a decrease in customers, they had to make changes to their business after already closing some locations earlier in 2020. According to Reuters, Subway had 26,744 restaurants in the U.S. in 2016, which is more than 6,100 more than its current total of 20,576. This highlights the significant difference between the number of restaurants the company had in the past and now. Number 9, Ruby Tuesday. Ruby Tuesday restaurants have been a popular fixture in the eastern United States since 1972. This casual chain is known for serving delicious, affordable American dishes like ribeye with a baked potato, sirloin steak with mashed potatoes, and a rack of ribs with French fries. Unfortunately, the number of Ruby Tuesday locations in the U.S. has significantly decreased. Restaurant Business Online said the chain had over 800 locations a decade ago. However, after filing for bankruptcy in 2021, only around 200 locations exist. The outlook for Ruby Tuesday looks bleak due to its performance in 2022. Several individual locations have shut down in the past year, the last one in Wisconsin closing permanently in January. The Middleton Press reported in February that another location in Connecticut would be replaced by a Texas Roadhouse. Restaurant Clicks forecast that due to the pandemic, bankruptcy, and recent closures, Ruby Tuesday may not be around for much longer. Number 10, Boston Market. Boston Market is facing challenges this year as 3 separate locations closed in 2022. 2 were in Monmouth and Howell, New Jersey. A third was in Michigan. A scattered pattern of closures suggests that the restaurant chain is struggling to stay afloat across the United States. According to Scrape Hero, there are now only around 300 Boston Market locations, a significant decrease from the over 1,000 that existed in the early 90s. In recent years, the chain has been hit hard, with 10% of its stores closing in 2019, labor shortages, and employee walkouts in 2020 and 2021. Future looks uncertain for Boston Market. If this trend continues, it may cease to exist by 2023. Thank you for watching. Hit the like button if you enjoyed the video and comment your thoughts on the subject.